Hello, everyone, and I am your host, Nikki Munguez. Welcome to episode 2 of the Queen Me Show. Today, we have a special guest. Her name is Sheree Rome. She is a social worker, dancer, amazing entrepreneur, CEO, founder of Moving Purpose, creator, dog mom, and foodie. And today, we're going to see her and listen to her story. And so, Sheree, hop on.
Hi.
Hey,
Look at that intro.
welcome. I know. We official out here.
Yes. Come on.
Thank you so much for, hopping on, taking your time, out of your day. And I know you just had surgery, but look at that beautiful smile of yours. I
Girl,
love
just
your
for you,
spirit.
okay? It's been crazy for a minute. They gave me a reason to do something.
Well, you look beautiful, and I remember the first time we met. Your energy is really what attracted me, and I've seen on social media itself. You are such a positive spirit, positive light. And thanks to Nico, who actually brought us together. He's a plug. Everything happens for a reason, and
Yeah.
I am so glad I met you.
Yes.
And so, girl, tell us about you. Where are you from? Who is Sheree? Quick intro.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sheree Rome. I'm from the Inland Empire, born and raised in Riverside, currently live in Rancho Cucamonga. I am the CEO and founder of Moving Purpose. Moving Purpose it started off as like a social service program for at-risk youth in Chicago. I went to DePaul University for grad school for my master's in social work, and I interned for juvenile probation. And while I was there, I had to facilitate some kind of program before I graduated. So one thing that I noticed is that there was like a lack of programming for girls on probation. They had all these programs and services for boys, but not for girls. And I was like, why is that? So trying to be creative with what I wanted to do. I also, Moving Purpose was also actually a paper project, like actual project for one of my classes. It was a program proposal. So I was like, what better way to make my program proposal come to life? So that's what I did. I had a conversation with my supervisor at my internship, and I was like, hey, I dance. I noticed there wasn't a lot of services for girls. Like, can I facilitate a dance workshop? And she was with it. I created a whole proposal. It went out to the whole probation department. They sent me a list of girls, and I had like about 20 girls that came.
Oh,
and it
wow.
was so dope. And I coordinated. I made it like a women's empowerment, like a young girls empowerment dance workshop. So at the beginning, we had a conversation about just self-esteem and things like that. And then after that, I taught them a dance class, like an actual professional dance class. And they loved it because the thing that sucks about the youth in Chicago is that they don't have access to a lot of services like the kids do in California. So for them to get a dance studio experience, they were like, oh my gosh, like you dance like the girls we see on TV. Knowing doggone well I don't, but I mean, I can, and I do dance next to them, but it was just a great feeling knowing that my idea came to life and these girls really appreciated it. And it really hit off well with the probation department, and a bunch of probation officers came up to me later on and was like, yeah, I heard your event went well. My girls were talking about it. So it was really good. And then from there, I was like, maybe I could make this a real thing. So when I moved back to California, I decided to teach heels and hip hop classes to adults, and also
Wow.
for at-risk youth throughout the community, and I had some troubles with that because it's hard to teach adults because it's voluntary. It's voluntary, and
Mhm.
also you're kind of asking them for their money. So I had some waves with that. Great experiences, but I also decided that I also wanted to sell athletic wear. Being a dancer and being a woman of fitness, it's hard to find like cute athletic wear that's also quality. So that's one of the things.
Show us what you're wearing right
Yes,
now.
well,
You got one of your
the
gears?
one item.
Okay.
This is the Ace Wave sports bra.
Oh, cute.
Yes,
Okay. I
yes.
love the font.
So yes, that's another addition to Moving Purpose. And recently I did a mental health series blog and just really tapped into the mental health portion and some of my social work skills um, to highlight the importance of mental health and how it's beneficial for anyone, really.
I love, how you just started. And that was gonna lead on to my next question, but like I love how your whole business started off of wow, like there's gotta be some light shed to these women, right? Especially to the youth.
Yeah.
And especially to the youth. And you know me, I'm really big on giving back to the kids, giving back to the youth, and that's where it all starts. And
Yeah.
you're such a giving person, and like you know what they all say, like when you give, it'll come back to you tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the whole, moving purpose,
It is.
right?
It is. And not only that, but the whole name Movie Purpose is derived from
Right,
like, everyone has a story. Everyone
right.
comes from something. And so when you dance, the whole point is to kind of tell a story through movement without actually using words. So essentially you're moving with
So
purpose.
love it. So what inspired you to dance? Like, have you always been dancing ever since you were a little girl? Like, did it start in high school? Like, what
Yeah.
truly inspired you?
So me and my sister used to dance like in front of the TV when we were younger, in front of music videos. Like you couldn't tell us nothing. Jackson came on, like Aaliyah came on. You couldn't tell us nothing. Michael Jackson, nothing. Like we would literally try to emulate the dance moves from the music videos and irritate our older siblings. But my mom also decided to put us in dance classes when I was 11. So
Okay.
we are studio trained also. And then from there, we been consistent in other dance activities. So, like in high school, my sister and I started a hip hop team, the first hip hop team at
Oh,
our high school.
nice.
We were like, we need
Nice.
a hip hop team. We don't want to be cheerleaders. So we started the hip hop teams, and then from there it just continued. And then as an adult, I started going to LA to take professional dance classes, and that's where I am now. And
That's so awesome.
yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say just different experiences performing for different shows and events, and yeah, it's been years over. It's been decades.
I love it. Well, experience is key, and you just get
It is.
better and better every single year. So how's business going now? Like what how was it like throughout the past couple years? What was your experience with,
Mhm.
certain clientele? How was it?
So teaching dance classes was fun, but after a while, I think that I've noticed that people take classes specifically for like clout or for the footage. For
Mhm.
me, that's
Mhm.
not why I dance. Like I dance for the love and the passion of dance. And I kind of felt like it was starting to become something that wasn't really, sometimes I didn't feel like it was authentic for me. And for
Right.
me, I'm a very authentic, real, and genuine person. And that's basically what I want to surround myself with. And that's what Moving Purpose is. So I actually took a break from teaching classes and started focusing on my own professional training and taking classes in LA for my own development. And I just decided to kind of move forward with that apparel and lifestyle wear, and also kind of branching out into doing the vlogs and podcast things. So right now, my main thing is kind of social work, advocacy, and athletic wear and apparel.
I love that. You're so business minded too, and that's what I love about you.
Ah,
You're literally using like what you love into, a business,
yeah.
right? So, for moving purpose, what has, I mean, you talked about your podcast. Let's talk about that.
Mhm.
Um, and recently you just got surgery,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And I watched, you know, this podcast, you never know who's going to hear it, right? We're here to help other people out. You mentioned depression
Mhm.
and how you battle with it.
Yeah,
And I know dancing is your true love.
it is.
Um, how has it been like mentally being detached from what you're able to do? And how have you been mentally preparing yourself to be ready to come back?
I love that question. I love the way you worded that. But yeah, so for I tore my ACL in a dance class, right? And it's
Uh-huh.
crazy because for as long as I've been dancing, I've never injured myself. And I
Right.
injured myself in this dance class, and I didn't know how badly I was injured, right? Until I went to urgent care the next day. But I found out I tore my ACL 3 weeks later, and I was like stuck. I couldn't believe that they said that. I was like, are you serious?
How did you
And they said,
feel?
yeah, I
Right.
started crying. Like I immediately started crying because I'm like, I just saw like everything that I've been working hard for,
Working for,
everything
right.
that I like wanted was just, I just felt like it was just gone. And not only that, like I'm in my early 30s. So
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I got to a point where I was just getting close to like starting to get recognized with prominent
Like your peak.
choreographers
Right.
in certain classes, and then I get hurt. Like I was out in LA like every 2, 3 times a week or even more. And sometimes I would take dance classes back to back right after coming from work from a full-time job. I work for the county full
That's
time. So
crazy.
then
That's
I would get up
crazy.
and do the same thing again. So when they told me that, I was like, oh, like this is a wrap. Like I just couldn't think it. Like he was trying to calm me down and trying to reassure me, like, there's surgery and there's this, but I didn't hear nothing that he said after he said that. Because all I heard was like, oh, it's over. Like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And so I was
Right.
so like I cried for 4 days straight, like 4 days straight.
Damn.
And I've been sad before, but this was like a different type of sadness that I could not pull myself out of. And my friends and family really tried to be supportive and really tried to pull me out of that dark place, but it was just not happening. Cause I'm like, it doesn't matter what you
Right.
feel like. You guys don't know how I feel. Like, you guys aren't in this position. And I just felt like it was just too late for me. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm already too old when I go in these dance classes. Cause even though I could hang with people that are younger than me or sometimes dance better, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm older than them. Like, they have, like,
Right.
felt like if I did this in my 20s, it would have been differently. But because I am in my 30s, it's like it hits different. And so I just felt like my dance dreams were just over. And I just didn't see anything positive that could come from it. So,
Right.
and then, one thing that I did talk, that's why the mental health series was just talking about my experience with depression, being injured, and how I pulled myself out after I had suicidal ideations. Like, it was to the point where I was like, I really don't want to be here anymore.
It was that
It
bad.
was that bad for me. And I've never, and even being a social worker, I was like, I never ever had that type of thought. But I was just like,
Wow.
crazy. And my friends are like, sure, you're more than just dance. But to me, it's like dance is something that I genuinely love. That's like my passion. That's like nothing makes me feel the way dance does. So the
Right.
fact that that's like my workout, that's like my therapy, and the main thing that I love, that I'm passionate about, and I can't do it anymore, is like I've never had the option of not dancing. So the fact that
Right.
I made one stupid move and it took me out, I was so mad, so mad. Like I was so mad
Right.
at myself. I was like, I couldn't believe that I did that. So yeah, so I had one specific suicidal thought where I was like okay with actually going through with it.
How
And
how long were you in that thought for?
um it was I would say it was like a good 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then I was like, I can't do that. The only thing that stopped me was I had to go to work. So I was like, I have to,
Yeah.
like, it was just, yeah, it was hard. And I was just like, and I started crying because I was like, I couldn't believe
Yeah.
that I actually thought about that. And I
Had
was
that thought.
it. And I was actually okay with it. And all my friends were just so shocked to hear that from me because I'm usually the person that's optimistic and uplifting. And I always,
Right. I
uh,
can never see you in that position. Like, I
I
can't
couldn't
even
see
imagine.
myself in that position. And I never understood other people that experienced that until
Right.
I had that. And I was just like, I see what people are talking about. And honestly, when I expressed to people how I felt or, my thought, they were just like, oh, you'll be fine. Like, I don't want to say that they dismissed it, but in some ways, some people were kind of dismissive. But I think that they supported me the best way that they knew how. And also, it might have been
Mhm.
uncomfortable for them as well. So
Right.
it just got to the point where I felt like nobody was really understanding how I was feeling. So that's
Right.
why I ended up having those thoughts because I was like, I feel like nobody understands how I feel. Like everyone's just kind of minimizing my feelings and making me feel like I was over exaggerating. So
Right.
I was like, yeah, I need to go back to counseling. And I did.
So so that's like therapy, right? So you
Yeah,
went to
therapy.
therapy
Mhm.
technically. So is that what mainly helped you get out of those thoughts and, kind of battle your depression? Was it mainly therapy, counseling?
I would say that's the bulk of it for sure.
Okay.
But I think the main thing more than anything was me being honest with myself. Like being
Yeah.
honest with the fact that I wasn't okay. Like because it's easy to know that you're depressed and being able to call it out, but a lot of people don't really seek help for that or actually admit it. So the fact that I was like, okay, Sheree, like you have to be honest with how you felt. You have to be honest with where you were and where you need to go and you really need to get back into into therapy. And not only that,
Right.
being a trained social worker as well, I also know that I needed to tap into other things that would help me alleviate that stress and alleviate that sadness. And journaling was also a great way to help me. It didn't give unsolicited advice. It didn't talk back. And it was just an opportunity for me to get all my feelings and thoughts and frustrations out on paper without anyone interrupting my thoughts. It actually kind of forced me to kind of maneuver through my feelings on my own and kind of heal myself. I don't want to say I helped
Right.
myself because I couldn't have done it without the help of other people, but it definitely helped me in a lot of ways. And honestly, checking out from social media because it's
I know.
it can be depressing. Like I was seeing like all my friends in these dance classes, seeing dance classes that I was getting invited to that I couldn't even go to. And I'm just like, so I had to check out for a little bit and unplug. And that really helped a lot. And I really recommend people to do that when they're going through a rough time.
Just unplug social media and just focus on
Mhm.
yourself. And honestly, what you said, like when you're in your deepest, darkest moments, you would have never known, right, that you would ever experience rock bottom. But you know what? What they always say, as soon as you hit the bottom, the only way is to go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And look at you now. You survived surgery. Surgery is tough, girl.
Yeah.
Surgery is and you've been what, like it's been a week? It's been a week?
It's been almost 3 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks.
It's been like
Wow.
two and a half. I got surgery,
Wow.
yeah, the end of December.
So you know what they say after surgery, that's like a new start. That's a fresh new start.
Yeah.
Like
This
it's
physical therapy ain't no joke.
this was right. You gotta learn how to walk again. You
Yes. Like,
literally
you know, I have
have
my
to.
crutches right here. It's
Oh
just
my
all that.
gosh.
Bend your knees, straighten your leg, like the basic. And I was telling everyone, I was like, it's like the basic. People couldn't understand why I was so sad. And my main sadness stemmed from me being a very independent individual. And the fact that I
Right.
can do like the basic things for myself or something as simple as like walking,
Even walk?
really it messed me up. And my coworkers,
Right. I
like,
feel you.
and it's really important to have people around that really rock with you. Like when I say
Oh, for
really rock
sure.
with you, I mean really rock with you. Not no acquaintances, not your people that like you on social media. Like no, your real friends.
Like people who are there to check up on you, like make sure
Absolutely.
you're okay, like take care. It's so important to surround yourself with those type of people who just empower you,
Yeah.
right? Especially when you're going through this time in your life. But I promise you, you will come back stronger than you were
I
before.
hope
Like
so.
more so, like yes, physically, but like more so mentally.
Yeah.
And
I can tell.
it's all about like having the confidence in yourself,
Yeah.
right? But man, depression, if anybody out there is battling through depression, just like what Sheree said, do not be afraid to seek help.
Not at all.
It's okay. It's okay to go to therapy,
Hmm.
right? It's okay to to vent to a friend,
Hmm.
because sometimes you can't. There are times where you just can't handle it, and you never know, like that one person can help you out tremendously,
Most
right? And
definitely.
I'm pretty sure, like at this point, like who the real ones are in your life, who are truly there for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, right. So, in your career, just like growing up, who are the certain people in your life, like woman, anybody that who has helped you get to this position, where you're at right now?
Yeah. The main person that I would acknowledge, just in terms of like my strength as a woman, I would say my mom.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because she was a single parent, raising
Wow.
me and my sister and my siblings, and just watching how she went to work, handled business, was a mom, still found time to took us to our extracurricular activities to make sure that we still, did the things that we enjoyed and did the things that we still wanted to do. And it was just really fascinating because it takes a certain type of strength to be able to do all that.
For
And
sure.
I admire her strength in a lot of ways, especially now that I am an adult. When you're younger, you don't really think about, you kind of question why your parents make certain decisions that they make or why their personalities might be a certain way. But
Mhm.
as
For
you get an
sure.
adult and you live your own life, you see why your mom is who she is. And I see a lot of myself in her, or a lot of her in me. And I really, really appreciate that. And I really just appreciate her for pushing education and pushing us to be independent and not being ashamed of it. Um, and just making sure we always had our own and we just went after what we wanted. So that's always stuck with me, and I still keep that motto to this day. So
Shout out to mama, and like one thing that you said, there's certain qualities that uh there are certain qualities that you see in yourself that, you got from mom.
mhm.
And shout out to all the moms out there, all
Most
the
definitely.
hardworking moms. Like it takes a village to raise a family, and daughter strong
Yes.
women who are so confident. And you know looking on your social media, just having this conversation with you, you seem like a very strong, confident woman.
Oh,
Where do
thank
you find that confidence?
I have no idea.
Where do
Honestly,
you?
I would say I would say that it comes from just my life experience.
Right.
Just my experience living on my own, experience, work experience, professional experience, even experience like with friends, family, um, and just taking different learning lessons from those experiences and just trying to figure out what worked, what didn't work, what I can use in the future, what I need to get rid of, what I need to work on within myself.
Yes.
And I just check myself a lot. I do a lot of self reflection. And to be honest, I have a lot of conversations with myself, not talking and answering, but like just internal conversations with myself about, like, Sheree, why'd you do that? Or like, why do you feel like it's really just checking in with myself? I think it's so important to check in with yourself and really just acknowledge your feelings and really being honest about your journey, where you're going, where you're trying to get to, and honest, and being honest about how you're getting there, and really your tribe, like who you keep around
Right.
you, is also really important because they could also hinder you as well. So
Right, right. So, with
absolutely.
all that being said, what would you say to, these younger girls, living in this generation, being so affected by social media? Like,
Mhm.
just there are some girls out there, who get affected, like one thing is said to them
Yeah,
and they get affected so much, feelings are hurt. And so, what I want to do, I want to, instill the confidence in these young girls that it's like, who cares about what, other people say to you,
absolutely.
So, other people's opinions doesn't matter at the end of the day because you are Sheree, you are you,
Absolutely.
right? So, because of the fact that you said life experiences, that's everything that you've gone through has molded you to become the woman you are today, right? So, what would you say to, the younger generation right now?
Well, the
What
first thing
life
I would,
advice?
yeah, the first thing I would say is social media is not real. Let's start
Right.
there. Social media is not real. I understand that we do live in the era of, everything is on social media, and it does seem real, but and sometimes it can play over into your real life and into your personal life. But I just want to say that it doesn't matter what other people think. I know that on social media, the younger generation tends to feel like they got to have all these likes. They have to do certain things because it's popular and this and that. But do what you want to do and what your path is, because Chloe's path isn't your path. So don't try
Right.
to copy what Chloe's doing. Copy what you want to do. And really just trust yourself and trust your experience with life. Trust your gut. Trust all the skills and lessons that you have, and trust yourself enough to know that you are worthy of bringing something into this world, and you're worthy of telling your story. Everybody has a story. Social media is a perfect platform for you to be you. It's you. It's free propaganda. It's free. Like there is not another you. And that's what makes you unique, and that's what makes you special. And that's what you should really think about with any decision that you make. You are you.
Right.
Nobody else like you, and there will never be another you. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Don't worry about what other people have to say. Tune the noise out and focus on your goals and your dreams and chase after what you want to do unapologetically.
Amen. Let
That's
them
what I would say.
know. Let them know, girl.
Yeah. Let them know. We've all been there, and
Let
I
them know.
understand. And
I
even
know,
being a
right?
dancer, like I've been pressured. I felt the pressure of like, I need to get footage. I need to get this. I need to get that. When in reality, when I got to the point, honestly, I will say that even being injured made me get to the point where I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to just do what I want to do. And I don't care how many likes I get. I don't care how many views I get. If I want to post it, I'm going to post it. Like, that's just what it
But
is.
But you see how, you being transparent, like I could relate because you are so real. And that's what I like about, people on social media. Like people being real. And we had talked about this, like real is rare,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's so that's what people are attracted to because that's real life,
That
right?
is.
So anybody on social media, like first of all, like it's either half of that is fake or the other half like people are really trying to utilize it to inspire
Mm-hmm.
other people just like what you're doing, right? So with that being said, what would you tell to your younger self?
I would tell my younger self to trust myself. I know even now, sometimes I struggle with that. There have been a lot of situations where I've questioned my self worth and even questioned my knowledge and intellect, and it felt like, am I worthy enough of teaching dance classes? Am I worthy enough to like? I felt like I always had to get to like certain points to be able to
Right,
do
right,
certain things, when in reality there's people with less experience than me that are out here doing what I want to do. The only difference is that they have more confidence in themselves to do it, and that's
right.
really all it is confidence. All it is confidence, and also skill too, but but mostly just trusting yourself. And whatever you don't know, that's what the internet is for. That's the beauty about living in the era of technology and social media, is that whatever you want to do, you can research, you can look, you can
Exactly.
ask somebody, you can find somebody out there that I'm sure is in the field that you want to go in and ask them questions. But
Right.
just, I would tell myself, like, sure, you got to trust yourself, and also don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and be an advocate for yourself. Because when I was younger, I used to let people run over me. And as I got older, and even in probably the field that I am, kind of forced me to be very stern and be very confident in my decisions, and really just believe, just trusting my journey. That's really what it is,
Right.
just trusting my journey, and unapologetically and authentically. And also, I don't use anybody. I'm not interested in clout. I'm not interested in like stepping on toes. I'm not interested in doing anything negative to anybody to get to where I want to go. I want to,
Right.
wherever I'm going, I want to make sure that I get there genuinely and appropriately. So,
Right. Right.
so that's just
I,
what
I
I do about myself.
I love that. So with you, trusting your journey, where do you see yourself? Like, what are your goals in the next 6 months with,
Ooh.
physically, mentally? Like, where do we see you in the next six? Because it does, recovery time for ACL is like 6 to 9 months.
I got a
So,
good
but
6 months.
no, but like, business wise, you know,
Um,
um, where do we like what are your goals in the next 6 months? Because I like to put stuff out there, because
yeah,
I'm very much, you put it out to the universe, you're
yeah,
gonna put action to it. Exactly, you're gonna manifest it. So where do
yeah.
we see you in the next 6 months?
The next 6 months, business wise, I definitely want to get have a bigger platform for my apparel and athletic wear. Um, in terms of, I also want to tap into more of the social work arena for my business. I really want to get back to working with at-risk youth. I think that's one of the areas where I think I kind of fell back from when it came to my business, and I really missed that part because I love working with the youth, like especially like at-risk youth, and it's the youth that a lot of people don't really care for, but I love it because they remind me of me. And
Oh,
most importantly, everyone needs somebody that looks like them. Um,
yeah.
everyone needs a positive outlet, and I think that that is something that I do want to get back into when I get better. um, I see Moving Purpose as a social service program for different agencies such as like probation, social services, and nonprofits that will facilitate classes for youth, teach them, give them the dance studio experience, but also give them the social work experience as well, and have different discussions just about life and as women of color. Um, that is one arena I want to tap into, get back into, and then just be an inspiration to people. One thing that I'm really big on is just, besides being real and authentic, I just love having real conversations. And so for my vlog, I do want to I want to expand it a little more. I do want to start having conversations about different topics and how they relate to mental health and our generation, and just have real discussions and touch on real issues that I think people are kind of nervous to talk about. So,
I love that.
and as
You
far as
already doing it,
personal,
girl.
thank you. As far as personally, I'm just really focused on enhancing myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Um, I really just want to continue to just elevate with all the healing that I've learned during this injury and during this experience, and continue to propel that forward for a healthier lifestyle, and hopefully be a motivation to other people who probably are injured as well, and let them know that there's other people out here who understand them, can support them, and know exactly how they feel. And we're here, both of us.
Both of us, look at us.
So yeah,
I
in
love
my
it,
crutches.
girl. I know. But you know what? You are not only targeting dancers, you're targeting people who have, who are injured and
Yeah,
want to dance again. You know what I mean? Like, you never know who's watching. I'm gonna say this again. You might inspire the next person who is, still recovering from an ACL, meniscus injury. right? They need to hear your story.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're over here confident telling them it's okay, like, look at you, like, looking all beautiful, still having that spirit, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we need in this world, like, because so you never change, okay? Still, it's gonna be tough, but you know what they say, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Thank you.
And you just gotta keep going, girl. But you know what? Let's talk about, you being a woman of color.
Hmm.
Um, like, take pride in that. You take pride in that. So talk about your experience, especially in the dance entertainment industry. How has it been like being a woman of color?
It's hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely hard being a woman of color in the dance industry because there aren't too many of us. Let me say that.
Right, right.
And when I would say that unfortunately I think that Black women are over sexualized. So when it comes
Mm,
to dance videos, I feel like the only time women of color feel like they get noticed is if they're like half naked or they
right,
kind of show some skin or do kind of over sexualize themselves to get noticed. And
right.
that's one thing that I tried not to do in dance classes or when I film or when I have filmed when I was dancing. Because I really just want to bring back the idea that you don't have to do all that just to get attention or show that you're talented or show that you
Exactly.
can dance and you can get booked based off of just your talent overall. And I'm not saying I'm the best dancer in the world, but it was just a struggle. And even when it comes to colorism is a real thing, typecasting is a real thing when it comes to auditions and when it comes to certain roles for jobs. And unfortunately, it's like a certain look that they go for, even when it comes to these agencies. Like sometimes they want the light skinned curly hair girl, or
Right.
it's just specific things that we kind of have to deal with behind closed doors that a lot of people don't talk about in the dance industry. And unfortunately, it does affect us in a lot of ways. And that's one of the things that I am really happy that I do is I do have, a job that is correlated with my degrees. So I'm not solely
Hmm.
relying on dance to get me jobs or get me booked. And I
What did you get your degrees in again? Sorry.
have my bachelor's in psychology and my master's in social work.
Oh wow. Where did you graduate from?
I graduated from Cal State San Bernardino for my undergrad
Oh
and
wow.
DePaul University in Chicago for my master's.
Oh wow. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
Yeah,
but
so that, and then even when
yeah.
it comes to that's a whole different topic, but even when it comes to being in music videos, for example, like
Right,
certain rap music videos and things like that, even they look for certain types of girls, like Black girls,
right.
or certain types of qualities. Like for me, I'm very slim, skinny. I'm not a thick girl. I don't have buns.
Mhm.
So it's like it can really mess with your confidence in the industry if you're not strong enough mentally. And that's why being in this situation really forced me to step up my mental game, because you can really like talk down to yourself in these dance classes by the things that you see in these dance classes, and even when you try to go to these auditions or try to get certain jobs for reasons like that, because you think that certain roles would be open just because you're a woman of color, but in reality, even with you, it's not just you being a woman of color. It's like, okay, you're a Black chick, but do you have this? Do you have that? Do you look like this? Do you like? It's just
Right.
so many little things that come with it, and it's really sad. Like it's really, really, really sad and
But
unfortunate.
you know what? You are already an inspiration because I'm pretty sure, other women of color, experience the same
Mhm.
experiences you are going through. And like you said, it's all about mental toughness
It
at
is
the end of the day.
an advocate
And
for yourself.
yes, like really just putting yourself out there, being authentic, being super genuine. And like you said, confidence and skill. Those two very important things. But you are, like I always say, you're such an inspiration.
You're so
Keep
sweet.
doing what you're doing, girl.
Yeah, you too.
So
You
thank
too. Let me
you,
give
you
you your
know.
flowers too. Hold up. Wait a minute. Like, first of all, congratulations for your
Thank you.
podcast. You're
Thank
out here. You are
you.
really out here. Like, this is so, like, I'm here for this.
Oh my. You
And
know
I wish you the
what?
best. And I hope that you have nothing but success this year in 2022. I hope
Thank
that this
you.
podcast like takes off along with all of your other endeavors. And I hope that you continue to be an inspiration as well. Because I appreciate
Thank
you
you,
all the time.
sis.
When you
Thank
check on me,
you so
I
much.
really appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I put you on this podcast, to I want to empower you. I want to empower you and other women in your field, maybe not in your field. Maybe somebody's look out there looking, to be a dancer, become a dancer, like I said, who's still recovering from an injury, right? So you never know who's looking up to you. So did you want to say, any thank yous? Where can we find your gear, girl? Like you
Oh,
got it
yes.
online, you got a website?
Movingpurpose.org. Movingpurpose.org is my website. I have all the athletic apparel up there. And Instagram, my personal Instagram right here, Aromatherapy6. And also the business
Love
Instagram
it.
is at Moving Purpose. So feel free if you need someone to facilitate classes for girls, events. If you need a choreographer for a specific event, let me know in like 6 months. But you need a public speaker or someone to speak to young girls, to empower them, talk about depression and mental health, I am definitely willing and open to do that as well. I would love to do that.
Yes. As you guys can see, we talked about a little depression, but look, we still got our light shining. We still,
Yeah,
over here smiling because we don't let any of that, affect
it's
us.
a part of
Okay,
you,
but
but yeah, don't let
it's
it.
a part of you. Don't let it take over you,
Yeah,
though. So, but any ladies out there, Sheree is an amazing role model. She has her own, series on mental health. I know a lot of us women out there are, looking. If you're ever looking for any type of inspiration, energy, like she is very transparent, and I'm pretty sure, she's there to like help anybody out, not just in the dance world, but in social work, how to be a business owner.
yeah.
But girl, I hope to see you soon.
Hopefully
And
you will.
you just I
It'll
know.
get better.
You need, good luck, best of
Thank
wishes to
you.
you recovery. I've been there, done that, but I promise you this, you're gonna come back stronger than the Sheree in 2021. I promise you that. And you're gonna inspire so many more women out there. And I just want to say thank you so much. Girl, you keep doing what you're doing. Any words, any thank yous? We already got her website on there.
Yes. I want to thank all my friends, family, all the videographers, photographers, my dance friends, every single person that has supported me throughout my whole dance journey and even through this whole injury situation, most importantly, because if without them, I can't say that I would have the confidence to say everything that I said today and actually mean it. So I really
Right.
appreciate my friends and my family wholeheartedly, 100%. And they are the real MVPs. And I love them dearly. And I appreciate every single one of them. So,
Love it. Well, you guys can follow her on her Instagram.
yes.
Okay, oh, that way. And so thank you so much.
Thank
And I will
you.
see you soon. All right,
You
everybody
will.
tune in on next episode. Okay, bye. Thank
Yes.
you.